The found footage subgenre has changed the way we experience horror by making us feel like we're living the terror firsthand. Through shaky cameras, grainy footage, and characters documenting their horrifying experiences, these films create a sense of immediacy and realism. When done right, the raw, unfiltered approach pulls viewers deep into the story, making the horror feel more authentic. Found footage is especially effective in one-location films. The confined space adds to the fear, amplifying the sense of being trapped and vulnerable. Movies like Paranormal Activity and Wreck are great examples. In these films, the characters are stuck in isolated environments, a haunted house, an apartment building, or a remote forest. The claustrophobia of these spaces, combined with the shaky, point-of-view camera work, heightens the tension as every sound, every movement, feels like a potential threat. The shaky, handheld camera style tricks the audience into thinking they're watching real events unfold. This rawness makes the experience feel more immediate and personal. For filmmakers, this means focusing on natural, unpolished visuals to give the film a grounded, real-world vibe. Whether it's a house, forest, tunnel, or an abandoned building, the limited setting amplifies the fear. It forces characters and the audience into a space where escape feels impossible, increasing the tension. When working with a small space, make sure every corner feels like it could hide something. This sense of dread will build as the story progresses. One of the reasons found footage films are so appealing to filmmakers is their cost-effectiveness. With minimalistic setups, low-budget effects, and often unknown actors, these films can have a huge impact without the need for big spending. This genre allows you to focus more on story, atmosphere, and tension, rather than relying on expensive visuals. Found footage films thrive on the unknown. The true threat, whether it's supernatural, psychological, or physical, is often kept hidden for as long as possible. The audience doesn't know what's lurking just out of frame, which keeps them on edge. As a filmmaker, this means using ambiguity and keeping the threat unclear until the right moment, building suspense and fear along the way. One of the key elements in found footage horror is the ordinary person facing extraordinary circumstances. These are usually not trained fighters or superheroes, but everyday people. Their fear becomes our fear. For aspiring filmmakers, creating relatable characters with realistic reactions to the terror is essential to making the horror feel genuine and emotionally impactful. If you're planning to create a found footage horror film, think about how to use the camera itself as part of the storytelling. The shaky camera isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a tool for creating immersion. You also want to make sure your characters are relatable. The more we care about them, the more we feel their fear. Lastly, keep in mind that the simplicity of found footage can be an advantage. You don't need massive special effects or complex setups to build tension. Focus on the atmosphere, sound design, and the psychological terror that comes from being trapped in a confined space with something unknown lurking in the dark.